Thanks for joining us here on Let's Chat. Kicking things off this half hour on this Tuesday morning, we have a new friend from UTC joining us, Claudia Krama, Probasco Distinguished Chair of Free Enterprise and Professor of Economics. Thank you so much for making a few minutes to be here with us.
Thanks for having me.
So tell me a little bit about what you guys are excited to be talking about this week.
So I hold the Probasco chair, as you mentioned, and the mission of that chair is largely speaking to educate the public on free enterprise.
Sure.
And so we're bringing in Steve Forbes of Forbes Media, so that Forbes, to come in and talk about how free enterprise, not government, makes America great.
How neat. Has he been to the campus recently?
He came a number of years ago, so way before me, way before us.
Gotcha.
And similarly, he had 2 different presidential runs and has really been an advocate for a very long time of free enterprise.
How exciting is that? And I'm sure that that's going to bring in a host of people. Is this something that you have to be a student or faculty member to come and attend?
Absolutely not. So we're holding the event on UTC's campus in the Fine Arts Center at the Hayes Auditorium.
Sure.
But anyone can come. So it is free and open to the public, and we welcome anyone and everyone. Again, we want to educate everybody in Chattanooga about free enterprise.
That is so neat. So free enterprise for the common person, for me, can you kind of break down what that concept is?
Yes, absolutely. So think of it in terms of just voluntary decisions, voluntary exchange. So the more freedom of choice that you have over your life to make whatever choices that you might in terms of your education, your career path, what you want to eat for dinner.
Sure.
Those are private choices. And so the more that you have private choices and individual freedom, and less government saying, no, you can't have that, or no, you need to do this, or no, you can't eat that, then we consider that to be a free enterprise system.
Gotcha. So a little bit more laissez-faire, more hands-off approach.
Hands-off, and individuals get to decide how they think that their life should be lived.
Absolutely. I think that's amazing. In addition to this, the lecture title, How Free Enterprise, Not Government, Made America Great. I think it's right there in the name.
It is.
Drawing on some stories of America's greatest entrepreneurs. Can you share a little bit of why highlighting this historical and also the modern approaches is so important?
Absolutely. So currently we hear a lot of illogical policies and at least according to economists and free enterprise thinkers, not well-founded policy making. And so it is more important than ever to dispel a lot of those myths of what free enterprise is and what it isn't. And it's fascinating to use our own country's history. What has made America great in terms of its absolute income levels, in terms of the programs that we have, our education system, the things that we're really proud of as Americans, that's all based on free enterprise or those individual voluntary choices.
Well, and I think amazing, wanting to add on that is that yes, people, those of us who live in Chattanooga, maybe alums of UTC, have more of a reason to want to be able to go to be a part of this. But you could also, anybody that's interested in this can get something out of it, because yes, we're all American and we all can agree on that.
We can learn, right? We can learn more about, okay, what does our country's history look like? And let's talk about those great entrepreneurs. And that connects so well with Chattanooga because we're such an entrepreneurial hub.
Absolutely.
And we innovate, and that's part of the spirit of Chattanooga.
I think that's so amazing. There's always some new startup going on here, and I think it's so cool to see those and be able to find out more about them. Talking more about Steve Forbes himself, obviously has long advocated for policies like flat tax, sound money, and in today's economic climate with ongoing debates over inflation and all these other things, how are you thinking that this talk and maybe some of the advice he could give us could help our local economy thrive?
Some of it is just educating on basic economic policy.
Sure.
So what does it mean to have, why would we advocate for something like a flat tax or easier to understand taxes or even lower taxes? And in large part, it's because those are what we call pro-growth policies. So for Chattanooga specifically, where we are an engine of growth, again, with that entrepreneurial spirit, but we also need government policies to align and let that spirit flourish. And so we can learn things about how should our local government do in terms of tax policy, and that's just a really great opportunity to be educated on some basic economic principles.
And in addition to this is something that's going on at the university this Thursday, so just a couple days away. Do you have to pay anything to be a part of this?
No, come out. It is free to attend, and it is from 5 to 6 on Thursday, February 26th. Steve will give 40 minutes of remarks, something like that, and then we're going to open it up for Q&A. So people in the audience will be able to ask questions.
Really interactive sort of thing. It's like you get your questions answered. You're not just a number in the crowd where nobody knows what's going on. I think it's amazing. In addition to this, obviously you're an economics professor. Anything you wanted to share about maybe pursuing a degree in economics or in that future at UTC?
For sure. So economics is, we kind of think of ourselves as the philosophers of the business school because it is in some ways very foundational. And so one of the things that I encourage my students, and a reason to think about being an economics major, is it's really a launching point. It is a way of thinking. We don't tell you what to think, but we do teach you how to think and how to see the world more clearly. And you can go in and pursue so many fields within that space. Economics majors tend to command higher salaries and find it easier to find jobs. So those are another practical reasons to be an econ major.
That's amazing. Well, Claudia, thank you again for just some of those tips and perspectives we can see. And make sure if you are interested in learning more about UTC in general, go and head over to their campus, utc.edu. But if you want to learn specifically about the Probasco chair and all about what they have to offer, you can be a part of this amazing event this Thursday as well. Learn and see Steve Forbes to speak in Chattanooga here locally. You're watching Let's Chat. We'll be back with much more coming up after this.